Welcome back to the channel. This week on Brett Cooks, Key Lime Pie Cheesecake. As you can see right down there. Or maybe over there. Anyway, cheesecake. I make a traditional cream cheese, sour cream top cheesecake that we really love, shared with a lot of friends and family. I also make a pumpkin pie cheesecake, but we'll get to that later this year. Back to cases, key lime pie. This was very fresh on our minds right now with our usual summer trips down to Florida, thinking about Key West. Shout out to you, Christina, and all our friends down there, thinking about you, and we'll see you soon. But back to cases, let's make key lime pie cheesecake. This is actually my first time making this recipe, so let's learn together. Let's get cooking. So the type of pan you use for this cheesecake is a classic springform. This is a 9-inch. It works really well, helps you get the pan off of the cheesecake so you can get access to it. So let's get started. 6 tablespoons of butter. Gonna go ahead and get those and melt them. On the crust, I'm using graham crackers and cookie. And you're just gonna get it in a bowl and crush it all down to a fine size. And then you get the butter and you add it to the crumbs and you kind of mix it all together. It's normal, even if you use a food processor, that you would still have pieces of cookie. So just use a fork and or my knife gizmo to kind of get those broken up. Once the crumb mixture is all mixed up, you want to go ahead and get it into the pan. I found using a flat bottom glass works really well for kind of getting the crumbs pressed around to the bottom and up the sides a little bit. A lot of the cheesecake recipes say, oh, spread the crumbs up very far on the sides. As you can see, I'm coming up less than halfway. So key limes are prime ingredient here. These guys are pretty small, so it takes a while to process them. So I need 2/3 of a cup of juice. It takes a lot of time. So nonetheless, the quality of this juice is really good. Just barely got my 2/3 a cup, so perfect. Yeah, the key lime juice is so much more flavorful and potent. So let's get to our ingredients. We have 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 3 eggs, some zest of a lime, or lime juice, cornstarch, tablespoon, and a cup of white sugar. It's important to get the cream cheese and the eggs to room temperature. That helps with the creaming and the blending process. So just getting all the sugar and the ingredients together, it takes a bit of time to get it all creamed. So you want to put all your ingredients in sequentially. You will wait for the eggs for last. And you want to not do a lot of blending once you're getting these eggs into the mix, as you'll see here in a second. It takes a bit of time to get the texture where you want it, good and smooth. So just be patient. I'm using the stand mixer today. You can use the handhold as well. So as we mentioned, 1 egg at a time. So you can see I didn't finish doing the mixing with the eggs in the blender. I did it by hand. All right, so let's get this filling into the crust. So these kind of hybrid or fusion cheesecakes that are not just a traditional cheesecake, they will use eggs and cornstarch to thicken them up. So let's get this in an oven. It's a 300-degree oven. And I am putting a bowl of water in. You can put a water bath when you're making cheesecakes. I found that this is a good hybrid. So this is about 50 minutes in. Usually want to go for 60 to 70 minutes. So you can see that the middle was still a little soft. So this is after 65 minutes or so. You can see it's a little loose in the middle, but it comes clean with a toothpick, the traditional method for testing this stuff. This recipe, called for leaving it in the oven after you turned it off to let it kind of finish setting up. So that's what I did. And this is what it looks like afterwards. It did fall a little bit, but it's very firm to the touch. just taking a knife and running it around the edge before I release the spring form. I'd let this cool on the rack for about 45 minutes or an hour. And there we go. Looks pretty good. All right, so here we are back to our finished product. It's a lovely slice. So let's go our ingredients for this recipe. Key Lime Cheesecake. I did a web search to get a starting point for this. So it's 1.5 cups of cookie crumbs, graham crackers, 6 tablespoons of butter melted, 24 ounces of cream cheese, soft, cup of white sugar, a tablespoon of cornstarch, 3 eggs at room temperature, a tablespoon of lime zest, then 2/3 a cup key lime juice. So this was a really easy recipe, especially if you've done cheesecakes before. We found that a whipped cream topping really helped this recipe. It was a little bit sour without that. So I just got some heavy cream, whisk, got the soft peaks, added a 1/2 tablespoon of sugar and maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Anyway, lovely recipe. So I really appreciate everyone watching this video. New videos come out every Thursday. I always put our shopping list for the video in the description. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and follow me on social media. I will put other interesting cooking experiments on my social media, and I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Thanks so much.